Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessive Videos for another multimedia update. In this one, I've got two OWV Cinema posters, one standard Blu-ray and one 4K Blu-ray. So let's get started with the posters, in which the first one is Gremlins, which is produced by Steven Spielberg. Cute, clever, mischievous, intelligent, dangerous. Rated 15. Its original release year was 1984. Its UK theatrical release date was December 7th, 1984, the same day that Ghostbusters came out, in the UK at least. And a fun fact is that Gremlins actually came out on the same day that Ghostbusters came out in the US as well, which was June 8th, 1984. But films took longer back then to come out in the UK than they do now between the UK and US. And its UK theatrical distributor is Columbia EMI Warner Distributors. And also back then, films took longer to come out in different countries than they do nowadays, as I was saying. And the film was released by Columbia EMI Warner Distributors, Warner Brothers, and Amblin Entertainment. And directed by Joe Dante and written by Chris Columbus. And executive producers are Steven Spielberg, Frank Marshall, and Kathleen Kennedy. The latter of which is now the person who runs Lucasfilm over at Disney. And the other poster I've got in this update is for another Steven Spielberg and Warner Brothers film, The Goonies. This one's directed by Richard Donner. They call themselves The Goonies. The secret caves, the old lighthouse, the lost map, the treacherous traps, the hidden treasure, and sloth. Join the adventure, which is rated PG. Its original release year was 1985. Its UK theatrical release date was November 29th, 1985. And its UK theatrical distributor was Columbia EMI Warner Distributors. And it was released by Columbia EMI Warner Distributors, Warner Brothers, and Amblin Entertainment. And Chris Columbus wrote the screenplay this time, while Steven Spielberg wrote the story for the film. And the executive producers are still Steven Spielberg, Frank Marshall, and Kathleen Kennedy. That concludes the posters in this update, and now I'll show you the home media releases, in which the first one is The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. The extended cut includes 2 versions of the movie. Epic action, plenty of laughs, a total blast, according to Metro. This is a release from Universal, distributed by Warner Brothers, and I think that starting next year, from what it seems, starting next year, Universal's going to have pretty much, as it seems, all of their upcoming releases distributed on home media in the United Kingdom and Ireland by Spirit Entertainment. Right now, they only outsource some of their titles to them, but I think it seems like they'll fully outsource their titles to them by, as it seems, next year, which means that this year could potentially be the last year of Universal releasing titles with Warner Brothers on home media in the United Kingdom. And one of the last titles to do that might actually be Speak No Evil, the recent Blumhouse film, which comes out on DVD and Blu-ray on Monday, the 9th of December. It really does seem like nowadays Warner Brothers Home Entertainment UK is kind of shrinking a little bit compared to what they were a couple of years ago. Because, a few years ago, they had lots of different labels. They had Warner Brothers they had mainline Warner Brothers, they had MGM, they had Universal, they had Pathé, and they had Entertainment One. But with Pathé, since Pathé's UK film division has kind of shut down after the release of The Great Escaper in October 2023, their library is now owned by Studio Canal UK, as it seems, so their home media releases are now handled by Elevation Sales. Entertainment One's UK division shut down last year. Entertainment One's UK division shut down last year after the release of Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry in April of 2023. And not long after that, Entertainment One ended up selling most of their assets with the exception of their Family and Brands division, which stayed at Hasbro. They sold the rest to Lionsgate, so now Lionsgate owns the majority of Entertainment One's library. And therefore, Elevation Sales through Lionsgate handles pretty much most of Entertainment One UK's backlog. And Universal, as it seems could be going to Spirit Entertainment starting in like January of next year. And all that's left for Warner Brothers is just mainline Warner Brothers and MGM. And that seems to be it. While other studios like other distributors like Elevation Sales, which has a lot of labels, and Spirit Entertainment, which also has a lot of labels, are pretty much going to be towering over Warner Brothers. So much so that it could come a point where Warner Brothers just eventually decides to join one of them, or even Warner Brothers as a whole just gets bought out by another studio. But anyway, enough of that said. This is a release from Universal Pictures and 87 North Productions and Entertainment 360. Here are the discs. There's the disc for the theatrical version and bonus features, and the disc for the extended cut of the film. And the 4K Blu-ray that I've got to show in this update, and the last home media release in this update, and the last thing I've got to show in this update in general, is the 4K Blu-ray release of Godzilla x Kong the New Empire, or Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. This is a release from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. This is also a Legendary Pictures film, considering that it's part of Legendary's Monsterverse, which includes films like Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, and most recently, this, Godzilla and Godzilla x Kong the New Empire. And also after that, there'll be the sequel to this, which is currently untitled, but seems to be coming out in March 2027. So 3 years after the release of Godzilla x Kong the New Empire in cinemas. Also, this is one of the last home media releases from Warner Brothers to feature the pentagram shield, the 2019 pentagram shield print logo on the cover. Since starting in like August, that's when they started using the Warner Brothers Discovery Shield in the new Warner Brothers Home Entertainment and Warner Brothers Pictures logos on home media releases. In terms of the print logos, that is. And there's the disc itself. So that concludes this update, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and see you later.